anyone in the world knows how much words matter, it's yous fine folks.
What's he unboxing? What'd it be? I don't know. Shut up and see.
Hey friends, welcome to another Nightworms unboxing. This is the, July thing? It's the Cruel Summer. The Cruel Summer package, which is a Bananarama song. Or was it a Bananarama cover? I don't know. They also did Venus. Who am I? Spotify? But before we get into what's in the box, let's get into what's in the bucket. What have you got for me today, Magic Duff Bucket? You've got a Nitro Milk Stout. This is the kind of stout you buy in a 6-pack because it's cheap and you want a stout and you don't even need to pour it in a glass. You just take it. You don't even need to sully a glass. You just open it up. And that's all right. It's all right. It's a good, a lot of you people drink Miller Lights. Well, this is what I would drink. It's like the equivalent. It's a fine beer. Whatever. I'm not making a commercial for it. Let's get to the Nightworms package, shall we? So this was a package worth staying subscribed to because they got a lot of buzzy stuff, a lot of good stuff, and occasionally a lot of must-have stuff for me. And yes, I got back on with Nightworms when Anya Allborn did Palmetto. So that was me getting back on the train. I did silence my subscription for a couple of months. You could do that, and I appreciate that ability where you could be subscribed and you could just shut it off for a couple months. And I did that while I was moving, and nothing they had coming out seemed to excite me all that much. Then Cruel Summer came out. Now, Nightworms will give you spoilers that tell you what the books are going to be before you purchase. When they revealed that this would have a book I really, really wanted in it, I said, yeah, I'm not going to buy it anywhere else. I'm going to get it because it's also signed. Now, I will say... It's a signed hardcover, and hardcovers coming shipped in these packages, it's never excellent. You might get lucky, but you often get dinged corners. I'll start with the book that brought me back to the yard, and that is, oh my gosh, The Pallbearers Club by Paul Tremblay. I'd been wanting this book. Big Paul Tremblay fan. But wow, this book got janked. Yeah, you know what? I think if they're doing hardcovers, I'm going to have to sit it out. Because look at that. The spine is just jacked. Jacked up. I mean, that's even worse than my Mallerman. My Mallerman inspection had bent corners. But that's far worse. I mean, the spine should not look like that. The spine's in a whole other zip code. One town over from the boards. Woo! Now, the thing that's redeeming about it is the signature's on a book plate. So, this could serve as a reading copy. And then I can get a pristine first edition to put the book plate in. But that defeats the purpose, doesn't it? You buy from Nightworms. Hopefully you're getting books and goodies and stuff that you want to keep and not have to buy a duplicate. Because damn. Anyway, all right. So and the corner is dinged. So as a book collector, as someone who likes books in pristine condition, it's a bummer. So another thing you'll notice is that there's this ledge, this gutter here, and on this side it's like non-existent because the spine was so pushed. Pretty bad, man. Pretty bad. So It's a bummer. Let's get on with the rest of it. The dust jacket did not make it out unscathed, of course, either. So yeah, it's a bummer. Now, I will say that paperbacks travel very well in these things, or at least they survive in greater shape. And this is it. This is the other book. It's an anthology. And it's not dinged up, not bruised, not bent. It weathered the storm, man. It rode in the black bag, and it turned out fine. Now, with this one, I kind of cringed when I saw the spoiler photo on Instagram from Nightworms, because if you'll notice, it says an inclusive anthology, and they call it Other Terrors. Do you think that's a bad name to give an anthology for people, for authors who are maybe underrepresented in publishing, in horror particularly? Voices that don't regularly get the same treatment, and you're going to call them Other Terrors. That just sidelines people even more. That is a really tone-deaf title for an anthology that's considered inclusive. I mean, other? You're an other. So meaning you're not what everybody's expecting. You're extra bonus off to the side. You're other. Just not a good look. Bad optics on a title like that. That said, I am very excited to finally get to read S.A. Crosby, Alma Katsu, and Tananarive Due. So that I welcome. An anthology of very buzzy authors all in one place, allowing me to sample their writing is a welcome opportunity. I just think the title is no good. So what else do we got in this bag o' tricks? So it comes in a priority bag, in a black bag, and then there's this goodie bag. So the 2 books and a goodie bag are what you get with Nightworms. And the goodie bag usually contains a beverage. And this beverage is Chill Bill Cold Brew Coffee. So cold brew isn't all that easy to do, but maybe they have a different system. There are instructions on the back. I am excited to try it. I think cold brews are delicious. So, it's funny because if you order a hot coffee and then it sits around and it gets cold, you're disgusted. You're like, oh, it's cold. But if it's made cold from the start, you're like, this is a gourmet experience. So there's that. Other Terrors. We went over that. So there's a bookmark. Oh, very cool. This is a very fun sticker. It's the Grim Reaper. It says Cruel Summer. And the Grim Reaper looks like he's going to go surfing a coffin. That's cool. That's a lot of fun right there. Sometimes we're cruel. So I guess this is the ladies of Nightworms reenacting the twins. The signed book plate, as promised, for Pallbearer's Club, Paul Tremblay. So I have a signed book plate intended to go in Pallbearer's Club, but my Pallbearer's Club is demolished. I'm sorry, just had to stress it again. Very nice, fun bookmark. Cruel Summer with the little cruelly grinning sun. And then this. So this is the card that tells you what you done got. The Pallbearer's Club, signed book plates, Other Terrors, an inclusive anthology, Cruel Summer sticker, Pacific Coast decals, Cruel Summer bookmark, cold brew coffee. From Pioneer Joe. I neglected to mention the brewer. So that's the package. I am bummed. I'd give it 2 out of 5 stars just because of the condition of Pallbearer's Club. you want a signed first edition. You want a first edition that you can put on your shelf next to your SST editions. And I will say the saving grace is, I heard from a very good source that SST is also going to do Pallbearer's Club. That's going to match their other set of Tremblay books, which are right here on this shelf. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to get one more, and then one more with Pallbearer's Club. So I'll have a signed limited edition. I did want a signed first edition as well. So that's where we're at. Kind of a bummer. Kind of makes you think you're going to pause your subscription, or cancel. That's where we at. We're here for honesty, honest reviews. Am I right? So hopefully if you subscribed to Nightworms, your package turned out better. But I gotta say, every hardcover I've gotten from Nightworms has had moderate to severe damage to the book. And if you're wondering, I consider what Pallbearer's Club, how the condition that arrived in, I consider that severe damage. A bent corner you can bend back. It's not good. There'll still be a wrinkle on the corner, but you can bend it back. You can look, when you put the dust jacket on, everything looks relatively decent. But that spine, there's no fixing that. So I'd be more upset. I'd give it a 1 out of 5 stars if the book itself was signed, because then it would be a signed edition. And that could, that still could be a reading copy, but wow, that book plate can go into another pristine copy, which it probably will. It's a bummer. I know Nightworms probably doesn't want it to arrive that way. Paul Tremblay doesn't want that to arrive that way, and sure as hell, the customers don't want it to arrive that way. But that's what you're going to get when you put a hardcover in a bag. Proven like 4 times over. So, anyway, that's it. Stick around the channel. Check out other videos. Pour yourself something tasty. Put on something comfy. Come around to my live chats every Monday. Every Monday at 8:30 Eastern. On the PM side. Pretty soon I'm going to get an RV. I'm going to drive around. I'm going to go visit you all in an RV with Jeff Word on the side. I'm going to drive around. I'm going to do author interviews. I'm going to pop the chairs out. Roast s'mores, and then we'll have like s'mores with Jeff Strand, Philip Fracassi, Blake Crouch, Josh Mallerman, I hit these guys up, hang out. Anya Allborn, if she would ever appear in a video. But that's it. That's it. I know I said that already. So as always, have a beer, have a book. Stay frosty. Yes, I am the Steve Irwin of Tennessee now, and mostly non-venomous, non-dangerous animals that I just stumble upon that I share with you. Steve Irwin of Tennessee, only I'm not going to get stabbed in the chest by a stingray or be nearly as interesting or as knowledgeable. Okay, I'm just going to film lizards I see on the wall. Is really what I'm getting at. Lizard on the wall. Lizard. Should I try to pick it up? Hey, Babas. Yeah, he's gonna run away. So I don't want to disturb him. Unlike Steve Irwin.